What is up, YouTube? So there's a law in the state of Michigan that the Senate has passed in the state of Michigan that prohibits oral sex. Now, if you live in the state of Michigan, and if you go down on your girl and you go down to eat her pussy out, basically, and if they catch you doing that in the state of Michigan, you're looking at 15 years in prison. Now, why, you ask me, would they make such a law, YouTube? I don't know. Are the members of the Senate of Michigan not getting enough oral sex in their personal lives, so they feel this compelling need to ruin it for everybody else? I don't know. I really, honestly don't know. Okay? If I knew the answer as to why they were doing these things, I could tell you, but honestly, I don't. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't know why they're doing these things. And the only reason I had found out was because I was on Facebook, and ironically enough, somebody had posted a video on Facebook, and it said, when your girl is too fat to fuck, but you gotta take care of her during tax season anyway, or some stupid shit like that. And the video consisted of this dude on a BMX bike that was attached to a weight on the floor. So every time he pedaled his bike tires, you saw this dildo going inside and outside of a woman on Facebook who was clearly overweight. And I saw somebody post this, and, I'm sitting here flabbergasted at the pure fat shamingness of the meme. And not only that, but on top of that, I'm looking at this and I'm going, wait a second, this was way fucking worse than what I had posted and got in trouble for posting on Facebook. And yet, so I flagged the post for pornographic material on Facebook, and whether or not Facebook will take action on the issue, I don't know. But that's ridiculous, YouTube. And then, as I was scrolling through Facebook to see if they'd actually taken it down, lo and fucking behold, Michigan Senate passed a law, and the law in the Michigan state prohibits oral and anal sex. When two adults love each other, and they're in the comfort and privacy of their own home, what gives the state a right to tell them how to live their sex lives? Exactly, the state does not have that right. So if you live in the state of Michigan and you're having anal sex with your girlfriend, you're sitting there going to town on her ass, you know what I'm saying, and you decide to reach around and rub her clit while you're doing it, and then if later on after that, after you come inside her butthole, maybe you decide you want to eat her out some too, just because you can, you know what I'm saying? Well, the thing of it is, if the state of Michigan catches you doing that, the person receiving and the person giving can face 15 years in prison. It's a stupid law. I don't know why the fuck it exists. Maybe, like I said, the members of the Michigan State Senate aren't getting enough oral sex in their personal lives, so they have to ruin it for everybody else. I don't know why they're doing it, YouTube. I don't. But I saw the article, I copied the link, and I'll post it in the video below. Laws like that just flat out piss me off, because states don't have the right to tell people how they can and cannot live their sex lives. It's ridiculous. And speaking of pissing, if I was in the state of Michigan, I would go up to the state capitol courthouse grounds holding up a sign saying that the new law sucks dick. And I would circle and protest the courthouse while picketing with that sign. And if you wanted to be more catchy with it, you could say a variation of, private parts in question, saying this law sucks, da 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 da, you know what I'm saying? If people wanted to protest this, they could and they should. Since when does the state have a right to tell couples who are in love and who are being consensual with it what they can and can't do in their bedroom? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's stupid, YouTube. That's fucking stupid. That being said, so think about this for a second, YouTube. Just picture, if you will, if you live in the state of Michigan right now, and they catch you and if they catch you having oral or anal sex with your love partner or your life partner or whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter what sex you are, doesn't matter what your orientation is, it is illegal to give oral sex and anal sex in the state of Michigan? Like, really? So if a happily married couple wants to... No, can you imagine this for a second? And how exactly, YouTube, how exactly are they going to catch somebody in the act of doing it? Because that violates some serious privacy rights right there. How exactly are they going to catch somebody in the act? Is SWAT team going to bust in on somebody? Is SWAT team going to bust in on a man and a woman 69ing in their bedroom in the comfort and privacy of their own fucking home and say, you two are under the arrest for violating the new law in Michigan or whatever? I think about the fact that laws like this get passed in our country, and it blows my fucking mind. I would ask any of my fans around the world if members of your government had passed similar laws, how would you feel about this? You know what I'm saying? Two comments in my inbox. Oh joy. No sound? What? What's up, YouTube? Oh, there's sound in this video. What the fuck are you on? I literally don't know how to respond. I really don't know how to respond to the thought of somebody saying that it's, that laws like this are passed. Shut the fuck up. Oh, I gotta sit here and... it's a good thing I go through some of these comments because I'm beyond unbelievably stupid. Someone had suggested that since I'm kind of broke, that maybe I should write Bailey a song or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If I could get a confirmed address, as cheesy as it may sound, I'd stand out in her front yard playing my acoustic guitar, which, I have to wonder what's up here, because did she change her mind about wanting to meet me? I don't know. This is the frustrating thing of it. I don't know what's going on here, you know what I'm saying? Oh, trust and believe I know Bailey's real. Okay. There is call it a gut intuition, you know what I'm saying? But getting to meet up with her eventually, and whether or not she's still interested in wanting to meet me, But going back to this article that I saw on Facebook, somebody had posted it, and it basically said that the Senate in the state of Michigan, the Senate in the state of Michigan decides to outlaw oral and anal sex. Look, if you want to have sex with a girl but you don't want to get her pregnant, oral and anal is the next best thing. And condoms do prevent pregnancy, but sometimes condoms break. And if you're in a situation where you want to be 100% sure, you know what I'm saying? But then again, some girls you talk to may not be into giving oral or taking it up the ass, so to speak. And if that's the case, then then I don't know what to tell you. But I have to stop and think about this for a second, because this is beyond ridiculous, YouTube. Since when is it okay for people in the state Senate to tell people how they can and can't have sex? Like, really? Well, check this out. My hair is looking really good tonight. I got a technique I can use for combing it that makes my trichoteria less noticeable, which, could actually help me out in the long run. I have a trick for that too. I've been rubbing onion juice into my scalp. I'm going to see if it actually helps with hair growth a little bit. And usually what I'll do is I'll rub onion juice into my scalp and then leave it in overnight and then shower it out of my scalp the next day. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see if that helps. I tried this technique out, and then a couple of days later, there was a spot on my head that I picked out pretty badly, and I started to feel hairs growing back rather quickly. And I'm like, well, you know what? Let's try this all over the rest of my scalp here. And it's so much easier to focus on the hair that I have on my head right now versus the hair I don't. But when I saw this article on Facebook, I had to stop and think for a second. There's no frickin' possible way this can be real. Like, they are not seriously. And I thought, why would the Senate of Michigan make it a law that says you cannot have oral or anal sex in the state of Michigan? You know, like, who the fuck are they that nosy to butt into? You know, Michigan has a water crisis going on. You know, some of their drinking water is not safe to drink or bathe with. And on top of that, you're going to throw in this law that says, that's telling people how to live their lives. You know, and it's just, you know what that is? That's a dictatorship over someone's sex life, and that's not okay. And maybe the Senate members, of Michigan aren't getting enough oral sex in their personal lives. So because of that, they feel like, oh shit, they gotta ruin the fun for everybody else. But if that's the case, then you really don't have to ruin the fun for everybody else. You know, if a man wants to suck his woman's pussy off, he should be able to do so in the comfort and privacy of their home together, or, you know what I'm saying, or in a discreet place, you know what I'm saying, without fearing prosecution of the law. And if a woman wants to suck her man's dick, the same should apply. She should be able to do so without fearing the persecution of the law. And not only has this law been placed into effect, but 15 fucking years if you get caught in the state of Michigan giving somebody some lucky girl. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes couples like to experiment with foreplay when they're making love. So what? That's none of anybody else's fucking business. You know, which could include touching, kissing, licking, biting. Ooh. I'll be the first to say I don't mind when a girl bites me a little bit. You know, as kinky as that sounds, but it's completely off topic. But that's beside the point, YouTube, altogether. You know, the fact that this law was even passed in a country that claims to be so free. You know, welcome to America, the land of the free. Where in the state of Michigan, if you get caught giving a girl oral sex of any kind, you want to suck on her tits, if you get caught doing that shit, that's 15 years in prison. Like, are you serious? That law sucks. All puns aside, that law sucks. I read this on Facebook. I'm like, there's no possible way. Okay, now I gotta see if it's true or not, because this has been driving me a little nutty ever since I saw the article. Countercurrent news. The U.S. Supreme Court, however, decided in the 2003 case Lawrence versus Texas that these laws are inherently unconstitutional. They invalidated them in 13 states. But the Michigan legislature pointed out that the ban was only unconstitutional if the targeted homosexuals. They explained that this new law would target everyone, regardless of their sexual orientation. It's still unconstitutional, even if you're targeting everyone. If they engage in heterosexual and or oral sex too. The bill actually reads in part, the abominable and desirable crime against nature with mankind or with any animal. This would seem to confirm that it does in fact target homosexuality, but lawmakers say that all will be punished equally for engaging in forbidden sex acts. Ooh, what's it to love? What is this? Okay. Now, right off the bat, that's pretty obvious that they're trying to target homosexuals, but they're saying, oh no, we'll target everyone. That's beside the point, YouTube. This law is unjust to anyone, homo or heterosexual, period. It's unconstitutional. And the reason why they cannot, even though that's what they're kind of trying to do, but in order for them to be able to persecute them, they have to make the law equal for everyone. Otherwise, people would have a stink about it. So, unfortunately, I'm calling it. It's either that or they're not getting enough head in their life, so they're like, fuck it, we're going to make everyone else miserable. It's one of the two. Wow. So I guess if you want to suck on your girlfriend's tits in the state of Michigan, you cannot do that. I'll post the article for you in the description box below for you to check out and see this mundane bullshit for yourself. So if you want to engage in oral sex with your significant other in the state of Michigan, you have to leave the state. Go across state lines, check into a Motel 6 on the state next to it, just so you can, And people shouldn't have to check into a hotel across state lines just to give their significant other some sex. Like, for real, this is ridiculous, YouTube. I can't even fathom the words to describe how ridiculous this law is. I mean, we've seen some pretty stupid laws get passed in this country. We're going to make it totally illegal to sell flavored cigarettes in this country under the false pretense that it's getting kids to start smoking. But then the cherry-flavored cigarettes, or the vapor pens, the cherry-flavored vapor pens come along, and they're marketed as a safer alternative to cigarettes to help you quit smoking, and no one says shit about it. But then Congress wants to bitch about flavored cigarettes, and then they have these flavored vape pens now. And you can still order flavored cigarettes online. They have to be imported from another country. Otherwise, you could go to jail for buying flavored cigarettes in this country. So, you can just add the flavored cigarette ban, the sale ban, and the ban on the sale of flavored cigarettes. You can add that stupid law to this one right here. I mean, this is ridiculous, YouTube. They should not have the right to dictate how somebody runs their sex life. If they're in the privacy and comfort of their own goddamn home, and the curtains are closed, and nobody can see them doing what they're doing except the people doing the acts in question, And technically, and if it's consensual and it's not rape, then nobody is doing anything wrong, technically speaking. Morally speaking. But no, lawmakers in the state of Michigan want to make it illegal for people to have oral and anal sex. Like, really? And they're sitting there saying that it's not targeted towards homosexuals, but it is. And in order to cover up for that, they have to make it so everyone in that law is included. Okay, so what about, some of the couples out there who are straight? They don't care if someone else is gay, you know what I'm saying? They just, they occasionally try different positions that include oral and anal, and you're going to punish them because you want to punish gay people. I mean, that... And if they tried banning it for the reasons they're truly banning it for, people would protest and say, well, gay marriage is legal, you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. So because of that, they're going, okay, we need a loophole here. And so their loophole is to make it illegal for everybody in the state of Michigan. And regardless of your sexual orientation, YouTube, if you live in the state of Michigan, this law is an unconstitutional waste of taxpayers' money. Now, how exactly, are they going to do that? Are they going to have people who are snitching, like people who are peeping through keyholes going, well, I saw some people doing forbidden sex acts and blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? Like, this is beyond stupid. If the Senate's there to create useful laws, this right here is a waste of lawmakers' time. I guarantee you that if I was working in the Senate in the state of Michigan and this shit passed over my desk, I'd be like, wait, we're going to tell people they can't have oral or anal sex in the comfort of their own goddamn house because we're immature and closed-minded. I wouldn't have passed that bill. Now, if you want to protest this bill, you want to go the extreme route, go up to the state capitol courthouse, and have one person wearing yoga pants and the other person not wearing them, and then just pull the person's pants forward enough to where you can stick your head in there and just fucking go to town on that shit, you know what I'm saying? And you want to sit there and give your significant other oral sex on Capitol grounds to prove a point, to protest the law. You can, but they might get you for indecent exposure. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want sucking your girlfriend's tits or whatever on the Capitol grounds as well. Again, you might get indecent exposure. So if you want to protest this law in a more civil and less extreme way, clever picket signs. This law sucks dick. Or this law, you know what I'm saying, can lick, da 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 da, you know what I'm saying? Be clever with it if you want to. At least that way, if they try to stop you from protesting, they can't legitimately legally do it because you're exercising your rights as an American citizen to freedom of speech. No, but I've seen shit like this, and I went on a whole spiel about this earlier, but I completely just said fuck it because I got too carried away with the video. I got too terribly fucking long. So I thought I'd redo the video, make it short, sweet, and to the point. Now, I saw something on Facebook, and I shit you not, it had some post about when your girlfriend's too fat to fuck, but you gotta take care of her during tax season. And then it had some dude on a pedal bicycle, and the back tire was weighed down to the ground so it would spin freely. but it wouldn't go anywhere. And attached to this bike was a long pole, and attached to that pole was a fucking dildo, and there's this fat chick on all fours, on her hands and fucking knees, and you can clearly, you can't tell which end it's going in, her vagina or her ass, but you can clearly see it going in her. And she's wearing this really, really, really revealing outfit, leaving nothing to the imagination whatsoever. Clearly more pornographic than the shit I had posted on Facebook. I saw that and I flagged that with a quickness. You know, Facebook wants us to rely on the community for reporting shit like that. You know. And people said, oh, watching you read Facebook's policies was adorable. Like, I wasn't trying to be adorable, I was reading it to prove a point. So right after flagging that post for being pornographic on Facebook, because that's what it was. There was sex involved in that GIF. There was sex involved in that GIF, therefore it was pornographic. After reporting it to Facebook, I started scrolling through the post to see if it was still up there, to see if Facebook actually was good on their word. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't find it. But then I seen this article right here that said Michigan State Senate outlaws oral and anal sex in their state. And if you get caught doing anal or oral sex, whether you're straight or gay in the state of Michigan, that is 15 years in prison. Now, if I got caught in the state of Michigan, let's say hypothetical, if I had a girlfriend and we took a vacation to Michigan just to see the sights, what the fuck ever, right? You know, and then if someone reported us having oral sex in a hotel room with each other, you know what I'm saying, and they tried arresting my ass, I'd take that shit to court. I'd be like, Your Honor, this is a waste of people's time. All this is going to do is waste your goddamn time. You could be using this time to catch actual fucking criminals in the state of Michigan. Some dickheads raping somebody, okay, that's a sex crime right there. But two people in love with each other, regardless of orientation or sexual gender, deciding to give each other some fun in the bedroom, that's not a crime. Like, what the fuck are these Senate members in Michigan smoking? You know what I'm saying? I have to ask this a lot with some of the things that have happened recently. Like, what the fuck are these people on? I can't even begin to fathom how this even came about. And then reading the article, it's pretty fucking obvious. Like, I saw the title of the article and I'm like, there's no fucking way this is even a real law. And then I click on the article and I'm like, well, you know, hearing the article say it, that makes a lot of fucking sense. So how exactly do you deal with something like this? You internally process it, and if you live in the state of Michigan and you want to protest it, grab your picket signs and make them with various slogans like, this law sucks dick, or this law licks pussy. Or if women want to protest this law alongside their male counterparts, they can hold up signs saying that this law can lick their tits or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And you think to yourself, that's stupid, but if you want to legitimately protest something like this, you have the right to picket and protest. And if people ask, what law are you protesting? You can tell them the oral sex law. Straight up. And watch that shit get national coverage because of that protest. It's what I would do. You know what I'm saying? If I was living in the state of Michigan, I'd say to the people who ask me, why are you picketing? I'd be like, because I shouldn't have to drive across state lines just to suck on my girlfriend's tits. This is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If I had a girlfriend and if I lived in the state of Michigan, it's big hypothetical here. But you get what I'm saying here, YouTube. Hopefully. Yeah. I got some 4 Aces tobacco. This bag has lasted me a long time. And I won't be getting paid until a couple of days after, well, it depends when V-Day is. But I think it's on a Tuesday or a Monday. I think of Valentine's Day is on the 14th, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know when it is. I really don't, because I don't care unless I have a girl to spend it with. You know what I'm saying? But between dealing with Facebook's bullshit and then scrolling through Facebook after flagging that tasteless meme, because that meme was completely tasteless. Now, it's one thing if you can sit there and say, well, you're not into a certain body type. That's fine. People are allowed to have their tastes and what they like and don't like. But it's completely different to go out of your way to insert the nastiness and negativity of insulting other people. You know what I'm saying? Now, for anyone out there who accuses somebody of fat shaming if they ask somebody out and the person's at least gentle about it and says they're not into fat people, you know what I'm saying? And at least if they're being gentle about it, they're not being an ass about it, you know, at least you're trying to be nice about it, you know what I'm saying? And you turn around and call them fat shammers. It's like, well, if they are personally attacking you and other people like you on social media, then yes, they're fat shaming you. But if they're letting you down gently, take it with a grain of salt, and remember that there are some people who are into that, just a matter of who you talk to. You know what I'm saying? You know, this ideological fantasy that every girl is into a guitar player. Not necessarily the case. It's fun to think about, but not necessarily the case. But yeah, seeing laws like this get passed anywhere, let alone in this country where we're called America, where we're supposed to be a free country, yet our freedoms are being taken away one by one. States should not have the right to enact laws like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just beyond fucking stupid. I did check the calendar though, and if I was getting paid on Valentine's Day, then yeah, I'd try to make it over to Bailey's house and, you know, do something special, but at the very least I could try playing the guitar, presuming I don't have to work and what have you. And the thing of it is, if you're making a first impression, you know what I'm saying? And you can call it bullshit all you want to, but here's my opinion. Valentine's Day is targeted towards women. I said it. I fucking said it. Now what? The cat's out of the bag. I fucking said it. It's that one time a year where men and women are meant to feel like shit if they're single, and that men and women are pressured when they're with somebody to, you know what I'm saying? And look, here's the thing, you two, but in all honesty, if you know what your significant other's into, you know what I'm saying? If you know what your significant other's into, then shopping for them on Valentine's Day is not difficult whatsoever. That's just common sense will tell you that one right there. You know what I'm saying? But if you're, like I said, if you're single on V-Day, don't stress it, dude, or dudette. You know what I'm saying? Life is way too short to stress being single on Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? And there are more stressful things in life than being single on Valentine's Day. Sincerely, there are. You know what I'm saying? If you're somebody who's stacked to their ears in student debt, that's more stressful than being single on Valentine's Day. So, if you're single on Valentine's Day but you have no student debt, it could be worse. Not talking shit on people who have it, I'm just saying. Now, the reason why Bailey doesn't do social media is because this is a quote that I've heard about her saying. She thinks that social media is brainwashing, basically. And, you know, to a degree, she's right. If you let social media dominate your life, it can brainwash you, you know. But somebody posts a picture on Facebook of themselves, and people do nothing but talk shit about it, and then that person feels like less of a person because of the way somebody treated them on social media. And it's like, you know what? All these motherfuckers talking shit behind their keyboard, that's all it is, YouTube. It's just talk, you know. And I've thought about this multiple times, but I've thought about lifting weights and getting into karate or taekwondo or kendo or some mixed martial art, you know what I'm saying? Because the combination would be quite nice, you know what I'm saying? And very beneficial in self-defense. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing they'll teach you about any mixed martial arts is that it should be used for self-defense purposes only and not for personal gain. You know what I'm saying? But did you know if you punch somebody hard enough in the nose and it breaks, the bridge on their nose could collapse and puncture their brain and kill them? So you don't even need a gun to kill somebody. You punch somebody hard enough in the face. I may not have taken self-defense classes, but I know a thing or two. And generally, people don't pick fights with me because I'm a big dude, you know what I'm saying? So that helps. But I'm flabbergasted, to say the least, when I see laws like this getting passed in our country. Like, there are bigger issues facing our country, and you're worried about how somebody has sex in the comfort and privacy of their own home? Get bent and sit on one. Seriously. If I could tell the Senate of Michigan anything right now, it would be to get bent and sit on one. Seriously. Get bent and sit on one. And rotate on it. You know what? I hope somebody in Michigan, I hope a group of people in Michigan protests this law. Because this is asinine at its finest degree. Now, the title of this video, simply put, a bullshit law was passed. And if you care to read the article for yourself, like I said, I'll post the link in the description box below, so you can see why I'm a little unnerved by this. Yeah. One of the main reasons I use social media is for my music, you know what I'm saying? Social media is a great way to spread awareness about your product. Because when you make music, you're selling a product. And in order to sell that product, you have to have a customer demand for it. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. And there's really nothing you can do about this law other than bitch about it and protest. Well, anyways, YouTube, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all later.